Kelsey, address the front door first. I know it's the exterior, but are we saving the door? The little peephole's weird, but I think it's okay. Like, what do you think?
It gives it some character, I think. It's original to the house. The house was built in the 70s, so I think it would be fun to restore this one and paint it.
So sand it down, repaint it, and then obviously change locks out. I do like digital locks, but obviously I don't know what the code is, so we'll have to do our own lock.
And you always want that to match.
See where they had the old handle? The old big handle, or we'll go back to that big old handle type feel, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right,
Let's
let's,
threshold on that.
yeah, get these screws up, and then obviously we can touch these up with some paint, but great catch on the threshold. Basically, the threshold seals the bottom of this to the bottom of the door, so bugs, air, you don't want your AC running out, bugs coming in. This is actually just pull straight out
It can be replaced just
and
that.
slide a new piece in. You don't even need to replace the whole thing, so that'll save you a little bit of money. Don't go buy the whole piece, but we definitely want to get all this kind of stuff fixed. And then obviously, when we do a brand new door, paint a brand new door, sand all this down and clean it, you don't want to leave old hinges on here. That just doesn't look good, and Kelsey gets mad at me if I do that. So spend a couple dollars, get some beautiful hinges. That way when they open the front door and the first thing they see, it all looks beautiful. So one of the biggest reasons I have our designer with us is because she's going to tell me what's on trend. She's going to tell me what she's learned on Pinterest and what ladies are liking and what guys and families are liking. I don't keep up on that stuff as much. Me and Brandon work together a lot. I kind of hang with the contractors, and she's the one that teaches me all that design and colors. So I trust her to do that. Maybe your wife does it for you. Maybe it's somebody in your company that does it for you. I would encourage you to have that because you want to set the market. I don't want a $200,000 house. I don't want to renovate it and I can only pull $180,000 because I didn't do the things that give me top dollar. So when we just went over comparables, we looked at different houses in the neighborhood. I told you to look at the interior pictures, right? Is it brand new cabinets? Is it brand new bathrooms? Is it brand new flooring that's getting the top dollar? Or is it just average houses still getting top dollar because the market's just weird in that area? And that's okay if it is, because you just want to match the market, you want to match them. But Kelsey always seems to bump it up a little bit higher, but I like that because we actually set the market. I'll have people say it's not worth $160 a square foot. And I'm like, you're right. That's why I'm selling it for $170, because I got this brand new and this brand new and this brand new, and I put the time and energy in, and I'll show you the receipts for it. And that usually sets the market. So we like being in the business setting the market. So as we walk through this house, Kelsey, give me your opinion of what we need to do. I'm really digging this.
No, you're
I don't even think we need
You
a
better
light
not
bulb. So one of the things that we do in all of our houses pretty much is almost do all new lighting, right?
Depending on the year that it was built, we always want the lighting to be on trend because that is the eye candy, is what I like to call it. Anytime you can update light fixtures, if you could add something neat that's on trend, like a barn door, that's what's going to sell the home buyers. When they walk in and they're just wowed by those little features, they're going to fall in love with the house.
Okay. So I know on my sheet I have lights, outlets, and switches, and Brandon just mentioned, we don't want the old yellow looking bland, we want to put nice, fresh white because it pops when we have a dark,
And it looks new. People want their home to be theirs. They don't want to think about the people who lived in it 10 years ago or in the 70s when it was built.
That's a good point. So I know on here I have $1,000. And guys, you have to gauge it for your area. Now, we talked about knowing your customer and knowing where you're buying. If it's a $200,000 house, it fits that. Now, if you're in a $400,000 house, that number is going to go up. So make sure you understand that. A light that's $40 in a $100,000 house is going to be $200 or $300 in a bigger house. So adjust that accordingly. So obviously a new light. We do one color for the entire house, right?
And keep it neutral.
Neutral's big. So we do almost all our houses the same color, right? Mm-hmm. Because we know what's on trend, we know what people like. And if you remember, I said sell to the masses. You're not selling it to the 5%, 10%. I want to be able to sell my house to 80% of the people that come look at it. And neutral is the way to do that. But we still two-tone it, right? We do a color here, and then all our trim's white. Mm-hmm. So it's still fresh, it still pops. What color do we use on the walls? Let's tell everybody today.
So right now we're typically using a light gray, and sometimes we variate it depending on the trend reports, but we like to use dovetail a lot. We use
Mindful
gray and a pewter gray as well.
So see what you like. See what is selling really good in your area color-wise. We do a light gray with a white trim. It seems to work perfectly. If somebody wants to paint it after they buy it, great. They can do that. But we want them to buy it right now first. So Well, obviously, Brandon, let's go ahead and paint everything the same color we always go with. Let's do the white trim.
And most importantly,
tile. What, you don't like it? Baby, this is like 1980s.
this is not going to fly.
No? What do you
it
want?
could be 90s. It's not terrible.
Wow.
But the first thing I noticed when I walked into this house is you can smell the carpet. It's
Okay.
got a little bit of a dampness. I don't quite know what's going on here. And
Okay.
carpet is not very friendly for a home, especially in living areas. If you've got pets running around, if you've got kids playing on the carpet, it gets dirty fast. So I would love to see all the flooring go and keep it consistent throughout the house.
Okay, so one of the things that we do is in our main areas, we call them common areas, we remove all flooring, okay? Flooring and paint are probably two of the biggest things that can bring you value in a home, and we don't like transitions, meaning from tile to another type of flooring. Carpet holds, like Kelsey said, a lot of different allergies and bugs and disease. I mean, if you actually read up on it, it's disgusting what carpet holds, and a lot of people don't want carpet in a common area. So what we would do in this house is remove the tile. And for some reason, it's an older house, and the people that moved out left it for us, and we appreciate that, but we're going to go ahead and remove it. But we don't want the transitions from, this tile to our new flooring, so we're going to demo this, Brandon, demo the floor. And guys, my flooring guys will come in and actually do all this, but to have Brandon, Brandon's already here, for him to quick do the tile, it's not a big deal. But your flooring company should include removing carpet and hauling it off included in your price. Now, tile's a different thing. They do charge for tile demo and all that. That's why I let Brandon do the tile. But I also like sometimes to have my guys do it, because if it smells when you walk in, I want this all gutted because I want to see pet stains underneath it, right? Because there's usually wood underneath it. Sometimes it's concrete, but I can address those problems before new flooring goes in.
Or moisture problem.
Moisture problems, if there's a cracked foundation, we can see that, and I need to address that before my flooring company shows up and they do all the flooring in one day. So, demo this, demo everything, and then this will all be one level. It won't transition at all. This house, what are we at? $200,000 price point?
We are, but this market's so hot right now that,
Okay.
that I think if we used a vinyl plank, that luxury vinyl plank, it's
Okay.
going to look beautiful, save you a little bit of money, and still sell fast.
Okay. So contractors, guys, it is about saving money, but still giving the customer what they want. We do a lot of vinyl plank in our houses. When we start getting above the 225, 250, we start going to different stuff, hardwood floors, different things like that. We're under the 250 mark. We're in Tallahassee. It's a super hot market. We'll vinyl plank the whole thing, and there's multiple colors. So we'll pick the color that we like for in here. Sometimes we go the hardwood look. Sometimes we do the wood look that's gray. We just did that in the house. It looks amazing. So we'll get to that once we do this. But let's head to the right like we do on all our walkthroughs. So this is the living room or dining room?
We'll have to see the rest of the house first. I think it could go either way. This could be an office, this could be a playroom, it could be a formal dining room.
Okay.
Well, we're going to leave this in the dining room?
Certainly not.
Okay. So obviously, in our main common areas, again, depending on price points, but normally in all of our common areas, we always do new ceiling fans, right? Hey, look at that. I just started listening to a podcast, iPhones. But hey, so we're going to go ahead and remove all old blinds. Now, if they're blinds that are the nice 2-inch white, great shape, they're on-trend vinyl,
Or plantation style.
or plantation style, like the wood ones, we keep them. This old flimsy plastic, it's got to go. So we'll rip all them out. The painters will come in, patch all those holes, and we don't rehang blinds, okay? Why? Well, they cost a lot of money, number one, but number two, when you don't have blinds, it opens the house up to so much more light, which helps with our colors, it helps with the flooring, it helps sell the house, it's natural lighting, and people love being able to see. This is beautiful triple windows up front. We wouldn't even cover it up. So we remove all old blinds, and even if they're newer blinds, we still leave them open so people can see in and outside of the house. So obviously all new flooring. Brandon, I see we'll go ahead and do all this. We got some patchwork up here. I don't see any ceiling issues.
Just removing hooks.
Removing hooks. But guys, remember, like I said, from ceiling to floor, but also remember, you're looking for roof leaks in here. This is the best indicator if our roof is leaking. When you see a wet spot, when you see something that, this is popcorn ceiling, which we do not like at all. But when you go in there and there was a leak, and they fixed it, and then they took a can of popcorn and tried to match it, but it doesn't match right, that's an indicator something was wrong there at one point, and you might need to get in the attic and look at it. So, not much in here. Okay, yep. So we need to make sure all of our fire detective equipment is up to speed. If you have gas in the house, make sure it's carbon monoxide stuff in there. Go by your county and state codes. It's Florida, we have to have them.
Outside of a garage, you got to have it.
Outside of a garage, we got to have it, because if a car's parked in there, what? You got fumes. So we're missing one here, we'll add that. Let's go straight to the garage since it's to the right.
So what happened in here?
So, the garage. It looked like it was his workshop, and then he built the workshop out back maybe, but there's a lot of trash in here. There's a lot of trash in the house, but guys, like I said in the very beginning, don't let this deter you. Somebody else's mess is how we make money as investors. So, a lot of trash in here. Brandon will get this whole thing gutted. What he does, he hires a couple guys that are on the cheaper end of the spectrum money-wise to come out and do his clean-outs and gutting stuff and cleaning the yard. Because why would you want to pay somebody $20, $25 an hour to do that when you can hire somebody at $10 an hour that doesn't have any skills but needs a little extra money? So he does a great job with managing his team. But in here, I mean, there's just a whole load of stuff. But there's stuff in here, guys, that I can make money on. I know that sounds silly, but like, here's a press right here that was left in the house. And I actually Googled it before we got here, and it's worth over $5,000. So when it's left in the house, it's yours. So I purchased the house. I'm going to list this. I'm going to try to sell it. There's a beautiful painting over here. I'm actually giving that to Kelsey as our wedding gift, anniversary gift. She doesn't know yet. I'm so romantic. But there are stuff in here that you can sell, that you can put on Craigslist and make a little bit of money. Every dollar counts.
And then that ups the lighting budget, right?
That does not uplight our budget. That updates our profit. What do you see there, Brandon?
Just hanging wires.
Okay.
You gotta check, see what's going on.
Okay. So right off the bat when we walked in,
Spliced wires right there.
yeah, we have spliced wires up here. We don't even have a roof in here. So I don't want a brand new client to walk in and see all of this mess.
No, it's
The garage
scary.
door looks like it's starting to fall there on that bracket.
Yeah. So the garage door's barely hanging on. So Brandon, obviously we need to close this whole roof in,
Check all that.
ceiling in. But before we do that, I need all this electrical check.
That's
I mean, look over here. Oh my gosh. Electrical panel covers on the ground. I mean, we got wires everywhere. It looks like an old breaker, a new breaker box that.
never got hooked up.
Were they-
Was gonna go, I think it was going to go for out
So
there.
they were probably trying to run power to the back building.
Yep.
And never hooked it up. So that needs to be addressed, either removed or connected. You can't have, that'll never pass an inspection. Even the box cover being off will never pass inspection.
Just that wall not being covered up won't pass. If you can see the wires in that wall, they will.
So we need to cover this whole wall up for it to pass inspection. Guys, get an electrician, get somebody who knows what they're doing, because if something ever happened and the house burned down, it would be devastating. You have a family moving in, we need to make sure everything's done right. Hire an electrician. If your contractor can handle it and he's confident in it, that's great, but make sure you do it right. Again, this floor, it's half painted blue, half not painted. Let's paint the floor, make it beautiful. A couple $100, paint it gray. Anything else you see in here?
That
besides-
foam, that's a good sign to see.
Okay, so the foam spray versus a regular
Insulation.
insulation is always better in a house. It seals it up good. The one problem I do see is they have it up on the roof line, and that kind of hinders us when we go to find a roof leak. That's going to be a lot harder to figure out. So I really wish they would have pulled out the old insulation and sprayed it on the ceiling versus on the roof. But hey, at least it's there. And really, you have two types of insulation now, so the house is probably very energy efficient.
Very good.
Okay, I see this over here. Do we have a broken window? Is that why this is covered up?
No, I think it's privacy, I believe, Paul.
Okay.
It was broken, I looked in.
So don't be afraid to move stuff, look at stuff. Because if we didn't pull this away and this window was broken, and maybe it's a 2-pane and it was broken on the inside pane, that's going to have to be fixed. That's $400. Check it. Looks like they also we're going to move the washer dryer out here at one point. It never did, or maybe they did. But obviously we want to keep that on the inside for now.
Close that back up.
Yeah, women love having a private inside. They don't want to walk outside in the garage where it's hot. So we'll close this back up and seal this up. Are we removing the paneling in here, Kelsey, and redoing it all and the ceiling? Or are we trying to match? Are we trying to match the paneling?
It depends what budget will allow for this one.
Oh, snap. Kelsey, hit me with the budget number.
As long as the garage looks nice, you're not going to get any money out of
Putting a lot of money
putting
into
a
it.
lot of money into it.
So the best thing to do would be try to maybe match this type of paneling and do the ceiling and close that in and then paint the whole thing.
Yep.
That way it's fresh
That's a great
looking.
option.
Okay. And I see a fan up here. Like, that needs to go down. Motor parts up in the attic. Obviously we'll clean all that up and get that done. But once we get power going, we'll obviously check and make sure this open and closes properly. If not, we'll get somebody out here to look at this. I did see a remote by the door right here. That's great for some reason. It's amazing how many people are like, it's like almost a deal breaker if they don't have a garage remote. And it's like $70. So, okay. And Kelsey, are we painting these steps?
Absolutely.
What color to match the floor?
They'll match whatever we do for the brick.
So you guys can see this threshold, this whole door frame, everything's brand new here. This hasn't even been touched. So very nice. It actually has the blinds inside the glass on this door. It kind of lets you know. It kind of lets you know it's newer. Awesome. This is very valuable. We don't have to change it. Locks are even new. Guys, here's another thing you need to do. When you change locks on a house, any exterior lock, get them all keyed to fit the same key. I don't want you to have a lock box on the front of the house for sale and there's 4 sets of keys in there because realtors will lose their mind. So make it easy for a realtor to get in and out of your house so you can sell it quicker. Okay. All right. What do we see? Kelsey.
We will change out the broken ceiling fan.
Kelsey, we can take this to our house.
No.
But guys, look, I'm just telling you, this is a brand new bed set.
Beautiful.
I'm not talking about the mattress. We don't touch a mattress. But I'm saying there's a lot of people that don't have a place to sleep. There's a lot of people that I've seen sleep on floors. How awesome would it be to either give this to someone or sell it to somebody at a fair price? I mean, the wood underneath it, it's brand new.
All solid wood.
This is all solid wood. I mean, this is a beautiful set. I mean, there's families that can use this stuff, guys. So when you think about renovating a house, if you go in and you see some stuff that you could donate to Goodwill, that you could donate to your community, that you can help people,
Keep it up
do
to
it.
date.
And it keeps it out of your dump. Great point. It's not going to go in the dumpster and cost you money. You just help save a family's life by giving them a bed, giving them a dresser. So when we talk about windows, we were talking about it on the outside, we're talking about it on the inside. You want to check these seals around the whole thing. I mean, this is probably one of the best I've ever seen. There's not any water stains. There's not any cracks. What do you got, Brandon?
Make sure they all lock and open.
Good call.
Just because they look like it don't mean they do.
That's right. And we actually have a big deal right now that was part of the factors of one of the locks broke after it was up for sale. Maybe a realtor went in and it broke and they're making us fix it. So but this also needs to be done for inspections, okay?
Yes.
We won't pass an inspection. Inspector's going to come in and check every single one of these things, rip these blinds down. They're the cheap ones. Ceiling fan's not bad. Again, you can take it down and throw it in the trash, or you can take it down. It takes 2 seconds to list it on Craigslist for $20 and let somebody come pick it up while your contractor's working. Hey, $20 is $20. It puts gas in your vehicle. It takes you out to dinner. Do what you got to do. What's going on up here?
I think at one time they didn't screw the sheetrock on that joint really good, and just over time it's done fell loose.
I don't even see a screw.
Yeah, I don't see where they, even on the other side of it, don't look like where they screwed it.
Okay.
I can get up in the attic and try.
So it's not wet, which is great. So it's not a roof leak, but I don't see any screw marks where they screw it in every so far or nail it in, and it looks like it just sagged over time. Another instance, somebody could have been walking in the attic and actually stepped off the beam and stepped on this and pushed it down and broke it. So Brandon's going to get up in the attic for us. He'll check it out. If it just needs to be resealed, he'll peel out this and he'll resurface this, and you won't even be able to tell it was an issue. So easy fix, and at least it's not a roof leak.
Now, if you're trying to save money, it's okay to put carpet in the bedroom. But I don't think there's any price point where it's okay to have carpet in the bathroom.
Never.
This needs to go.
Okay, go on.
I also think the vanity needs to go too. You can see where they tried to paint it and it's all bubbling. It's got older school sinks, faucets. Everything here just needs a
Oh, look, babe. It's a sprayer
I've never seen that before.
in a bathroom. And look, there's kitty litter. Maybe they were like washing the cat.
I don't think you're supposed to wash cats.
I don't know. Okay, so
So that has to go.
I can't save that sprayer.
You can't save that.
Okay.
You can't save those countertops. There's pink in them.
Okay, so double vanity gone, mirrors, lights gone. They need to be fresh. They need to be new, guys.
Now you could save these lighting. The light and the mirrors aren't terrible for a less expensive home. You
Okay.
can always use them for a different house. They look like they're newer.
Or what about
but
the
not for
apartments
this
we own?
house. There you
Can
go.
we put?
You can throw it in a
put
rental.
those. We can put those. Okay, guys. So you're hearing us talk about how do we reuse some stuff, not fill up our dumps, but also this is a $200,000 house. This would fit great in a $60,000 rental. These mirrors, Brandon can easily pop them off, set them to the side, and we take them right to one of our rentals, and it works perfectly in those because it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath rental. They're renting for about $800 a month, so they're not really into like it has to be amazing and beautiful and perfect, but those are actually great.
Yeah.
So we'll save them. Double vanities, guys. When you start looking at double vanities, it's a big difference between a single vanity and a double vanity as far as price, but not just that, but getting your hands on them. A lot of these are special order and take weeks to get. So when you do your first walkthrough, like literally, Kelsey's going to go back and order this because it'll take 2 to 3 weeks to get in, and then not even that. 40%, 50% of the time, it's back ordered, and the other 40, 50% of the time, it comes broken. So Brandon's had to do a lot of swapping out. So this is one of the key things. This and kitchen cabinets and granite. Get those things ordered immediately because they are in your timeline. It costs you money every day it sits and you're not working on it. So, okay, this is all gone. Beautiful, it's fresh. Carpet's gone, but also there's tile in here. But we want everything to be one flow, one level area. So
Absolutely.
a key with this, guys, if you want to come on and scroll in here, sometimes we go right over tile with vinyl plank. Okay? It's not too much of a step. Sometimes it is. If it's something that they can trip over, a lot of times we're just going to rip it out and redo it. This is a small space, but let's say this was tied into the shower somehow, and we were just decided, hey, we don't want to mess with that. It's going to cost too much. We would vinyl plank all the way up to it, vinyl plank on top of it, and then just do a small transition piece where it's not a step and they're not going to trip or anything like that. But it saves you money from demoing it as well as cleaning it all out and blah, blah, blah. So sometimes we do go right over tile with vinyl plank.
And that depends on the price point too.
Depends on the price point, and it's glue down. Okay, so we're talking vinyl plank. Floating floorings out there, I'm not a fan. I want my customer, when they walk on the floor, it doesn't move underneath them. Because if you know anything about vinyl plank or some floorings, it takes time to settle. It takes time to actually fit the floor how it should. I don't want a customer to walk on it and it has a little bit of a gap, a little bit of air, a little bit of breathing room underneath it. I want it to be where it's not moving. So I do glue down in all of my floors. You guys can do them however you want. I see we're missing doors, babe.
Mm-hmm. You can almost count this as a his and hers closet.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well,
but you
yeah.
do need to definitely put doors
Okay.
on each side. And
I think
then
it's a his and hers.
you can even put a door on that bathroom and make it a private water closet, which is a selling
A
feature
big selling
for some.
for women love that, right?
Mhm.
A private toilet room.
Yes.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna do the sliding doors.
It looks like that's what they might have had
what's
before.
give us the price point on the two? I mean, we kind of have to because if you open out,
Yeah.
unless you open it towards the closet, but then it's another. When you're in these small spaces, guys, we'd rather do a door that slides in, a panel door of some type, versus a door opening or opening in the bathroom, and you're kind of trying to work your way around it because it's such a small space. So yeah, let's look at a panel door that slides in and saves us that space. In the shower room, we have a stand-up shower, toilet, tile floor. So obviously we'll pull the toilet. We always have the toilets pulled because flooring, you want flooring underneath the toilet, and we're ripping out this flooring. The shower, we did turn water on this morning, and it is leaking. So look how soaking wet it is. It's actually wet out here now too. So we'll stop that from leaking. but I think we can just clean the bottom of this, and if we have to resurface and repaint this, it's easier than ripping it all out. You guys can do a lot with epoxy paint. There's a couple different products out there that you can actually go over tile, porcelain tile, and paint it and make it look fresh and new versus demoing it and doing it all new. In this house, we can redo all this beautiful white, make it pop, repaint the bathroom, and be done. We talked about financing already and how to get money and how you pay interest on money. I want to show you how important that is. Like, we're still walking through this house doing final things. If you look over in this room, these guys are already crushing it. Okay? You don't want your money sitting, not doing anything. So as soon as you can, get your team in there, get your crew in there, and get demo going immediately so you can start moving on to the next thing. So all this is already getting demoed. We're going to head into the kitchen right now because I think Kelsey probably has some things for us in here.
It's true.
Is that too big? You got it?
Oh.
The kitchen.
Yes.
Well, we've got the start of an open floor plan, which is always a great selling feature.
So this is going to be the living room now?
I think it's a smaller space, but you could even fit a small dining room table and still have your couch and your TV too.
Okay.
So depending on what the new buyers want, they can play a couple different ways since they have that front room. Most important thing here is going to be opening up the space a little bit more. So we're going to take these cabinets away, certainly. And it looks like they were custom built, but built in the 70s. So we're going to swap them out for some beautiful white shaker cabinets. I think it feels really tight here.
Okay.
So we need to push,
Shorten it up.
shorten the island just a little bit so
Yeah,
they
I agree.
can get in and out. We'll keep the peninsula because that's flowing pretty well here.
You don't want to just do a single island?
I don't think there's room to get through on both sides.
Okay, I agree with
Because we
that.
need that
Your
dishwasher.
cabinets are going to keep coming out. But obviously new countertops
Yep.
because
New appliance.
and new appliances. So guys, we always do new appliances. We always go stainless steel. Think about it this way. When you view a house online for sale, does it look better with a bunch of holes in the kitchen because you didn't want to spend $2,000 and put appliances in? Or do you want that thing to pop when they first look at it online? Because that's how people come out to your house. They don't come out to your house because it looked okay. Wow, look at that kitchen. They even have stainless steel appliances. Let's go look at it. And now you got people, you have traffic going to your house, and you get the house sold quicker. So stainless steel appliances, we buy at Home Depot, Lowe's. There's not that many wholesaler appliance places out here, and they're usually the best. They're not the greatest, but we spend about $2,000 for all 4 appliances, so you should be able to get it for that. Your guy should be able to install them for about $200-300, or Home Depot or Lowe's can install them for you. But definitely gutting all this. Now, depending on how big your kitchen is and how many cabinets you have, depends on the pricing. Our cabinet guy just left, right? So this is what I love, guys. Utilize the time that you have. I don't want to make 5 trips out here and meet 5 different contractors. So this morning, we already had our roofer out here, our contractor out here, our cabinet guy out here. So he's measured everything. He's going to go back. He's going to start drawing it up. He's going to send us pictures for approval. And then he's got to order them and get them built and put together so we can do it. Well, that takes 2 to 3 weeks. I don't want my money to sit. So while Brandon's gutting all this and gutting this and repaint and doing everything, cabinets are being made. When Brandon says, let's pull the trigger, all the cabinets go in one day. And what we normally do, if we're going to do a whole kitchen, we usually match the bathrooms to the kitchen. So the same kind of white shaker cabinets. If we do granite countertops, we do the same kind of countertops in there, so it flows and matches the whole house exactly. Right, Kelsey? Am I missing anything?
Absolutely. From a saving standpoint, too, you want to try to keep as many of your main appliances in the same place as you can, because the more plumbing you have to move, the more electrical you have to move, the more costly it's going to become. Now, this kitchen does have some weird, quirky things, so we're going to have to talk to Brandon about maybe moving our fridge over, because usually the fridge is going to be towards the end of the countertop space. And then we also have to figure out exactly what we're going to do with the oven, because this has the double oven feature. And then I'm not sure if this is gas or electric. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but it's not
Electric, yeah. Which is good because we use electric stoves. So,
Yep.
Yep. Awesome. And obviously, we'll remove this and put a microwave in.
Will it go there?
Yep, I'm thinking it actually needs to go against this
Yep.
wall. That way you've got room that's safe for kiddos to eat
I got a
breakfast
pipe
at.
going up through the roof,
Okay.
Event.
all the way up.
So these are things, you hear us talking about this, these are things to look at. Now, Kelsey will meet with the cabinet guy. He'll have this laid out 2 or 3 different ways, and it's easy, okay? I'm not a professional designer. He's got a program specifically for kitchens. He will draw it out beautifully. Kelsey just needs to say, hey, I think I want the refrigerator over in this corner. I want the microwave here. We know the sink we always want above a window.
Awesome.
And then it's very easy. Obviously, if you're at the sink, you always want the dishwasher on one side or the other, right? Because you're taking it from here to here, or from here to here. So these are just little things to think of, but your cabinet guy will normally, if he's any good, know these things, but that's just the general stuff. We can see up on the ceiling, they used to have 2 fluorescent lights. They've removed them and patched them, did a very terrible job patching them. Brandon will fix that. We normally do the same thing. We remove the fluorescent lights and we put a beautiful light in the middle, very bright, white light. Open the kitchen up as much as possible. But Brandon, I need your feedback on this panel board.
Well, earlier I got here, I noticed that there has been sheetrock back behind it, Paul.
Okay.
I believe we should be able to pull it all off. And should be sheetrock right behind it.
Oh, nice.
Did have to paint it?
Wow.
And it's nice and smooth.
Nice, and they've already patched it.
Yeah.
We just got to do some touch up where nails are. So, hey guys, paneling is so 70s, 80s. If it's in a house, which we only have a little bit, right? We only have it in the kitchen, in this room, this one wall. Tear it out, get rid of it. If you get lucky, you'll have drywall behind it, and that's what the rest of the house is anyway, so it'll save you money. Takes a few minutes to rip off. It'll be painted, it'll be fresh, and we'll move forward from there. But obviously in the kitchen, we see tile again. Obviously, this is a common area, so we're going to have all of this is going to be vinyl plank. So it's going to flow from the front door, living room, dining room, kitchen, and just continue to flow nice and smooth. So, Kelsey, are we ripping this out and leaving it out, right?
Yep, we want to open this up as much as possible.
So open floor plans, open kitchens, open bar areas are awesome. You need to have them. We have enough uppers over here that we don't need these uppers. So you have to be careful for that. If you don't have enough cabinet space, that can hurt you in resale, but we have plenty of space. We'll rip these out. These will come straight down. Now you'll have a beautiful open area.
We'll keep the lights.
We got to
I'm
move
keeping
them.
the can lights.
Well, we aim them.
Get one of the two.
Because they'll have bar stools out here most likely, so it'll balance itself out okay.
Yeah. So we have a couple can lights, guys, that are kind of straight down, but obviously if they were hitting this, it would affect it. They do make the ones that rotate a little bit, so we'll play with that to maybe where it rotates and shines right down on this bar and make it look pretty. Obviously, we won't do backsplash like this. This will be brand new granite, so we'll do a beautiful, maybe a white backsplash, subway tile, backsplash. That way it contrasts very well. Okay. Windows all still look good. No concerns. We'll check all those.
You want
Ceiling
some of some
fans.
lighting.
Yeah. This one's not even center with the room. And then this one, for some reason, maybe they had an entertainment center. So what do you want to do, Kelsey? You want to move this to the center?
I'll go ahead and center it, yes.
And then let's move that ceiling fan to the center too, and we'll make it nice and symmetrical. And then are you doing 2 ceiling? Like you'll do what? What kind of lighting do you want?
We can either do 2 ceiling fans if we wanted to keep it like a large living space, or because of the built-ins over here that almost look like they'd be in a dining room, we could put a little chandelier in the center and then focus this being your living area, this your dining room, and then your kitchen.
And then the
So
other
there's
room
definitely
that we
some,
first came in and saw would be
A ceiling fan, and that could be a living room, office.
playroom.
Probably originally in the 70s it was their formal dining room, and then this was more of the relaxed area.
But we can go neutral and make it to where they can do whatever they want with it, and more buyers can, hey, I want that to be the living room. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay. Brandon, I feel like you got something. What's up?
We're going to paint the buildings, or we're going to take them out?
Oh, great question. So over here we have some build-ins, which we are not a fan of build-ins unless we can redo them.
And then this is going to have to count as the kitchen pantry.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So
Right.
I'll get a new door and some
Okay.
shelves.
So the build-in, we have to remember a couple things. We're going from wall to wall, and then this is a recessed wall. If we tear this out,
It's dead space.
is it dead space?
Yeah,
Right.
you can't really put anything there at all, especially with the walkway. It's going to be a little bit bigger. So I would say let's paint them. Let's make them beautiful. Add some awesome handles and keep character in the house.
So we'll just, I like it. Level the shelves out, space them out very well. Let's take all this off. All these little baby protector things, guys, on these doors, take them off, keep it clean, make it look nice. If they have a child, they can put them back on for the safety of their kid. And you said this is the pantry?
It will be, yes.
That's a tiny little space. Tiny little space. What's up there?
It would be the attic access.
Oh, wow. So the guys, when we talk about from the ceiling to the floor to look at everything, I want you to come on in here and look at, this is a closet.
We can make this bigger.
We
Yeah, room out there.
So guys, this is the attic. How you get into the attic. You guys saw the foam up on the ceiling. I'm not a fan of it being up on the ceiling, the roof area, but I'm glad it's foam. Like I said, it does make it harder to find a roof leak, but it is what it is. If you have to replace some deck board up there, that's going to be extremely hard because obviously you have foam everywhere. So obviously this pantry is not going to work for this size house. It's way too small. So I think the option that we have is to extend this pantry out and at least double it, if not a little bit more. So guys, one of the things that we're looking at possibly doing, this isn't going to be a big enough pantry. So we need to figure out a solution for this. Whether we knock out some of this wall, we're going to have to get on the other side and actually measure the walkway, make sure it doesn't interfere with that. It looks like there is a closet behind here, a cloak closet, that we might be able to go deeper and make it a little bit bigger, but we definitely have to have a solution for a pantry because that's a big thing for a kitchen. I don't know if Kelsey, if we put it over in this corner, I just don't know. So that's one of the things we're going to have to look at. So you're always going to have things that you run into that you're going to have to go back, design it, think about it, measure it, work it out with the contractor, and figure it out. But this will not work as the pantry. So that's something we need to add to our list to work on. We already talked about these back doors. I'm not going to talk about them again. We already know we have to replace them. We do have floor vents in here, so we have to be aware of that when we have a flooring company come in. So the vinyl will go straight over this. They'll cut the hole in it, but then you don't want to put down something like this back on brand new flooring, brand new paint. A lot of people would go out and try to buy new ones, white ones, whatever. We found it's very easy and saves us a lot of money. My guys just go ahead and clean these up and repaint them. Make them bright white. They fit the same exact hole, and you're not out there trying to find an awkward size or something like that. So easiest solution to save you guys a little bit of money. All right, let's keep heading to the right, and
Now we have a bathroom.
we have a bathroom. Go ahead, Kelsey. I don't even...
Alrighty, so for the second bathroom, we want to keep the plumbing the same as possible. So just like the other one, we're going to go ahead and demo the old vanity. We'll bring in a beautiful new shaker white one, new sinks, new mirrors, new lighting. We always like to do new toilets if budget allows too. It just seems clean and fresh. New flooring throughout. This does not have a ceiling. Sometimes we'll add a vent, especially if there's a shower. And then this tub is in pretty good condition, so there's a good chance that our guys will just be able to paint it and make everything look fresh, beautiful, new shower head, and it'll feel like a brand new bathroom.
So hey guys, we're in another bedroom, and bedrooms are very simple. There's windows, there's usually a ceiling fan or light, and a closet. So we're going to kind of breeze through these. But if you see these old 1970s doors, they're old, they're brown. You obviously want to prime these and paint these. We usually paint them all white. And we also always paint the inside of our closets white because there's shelves in there, and when they're spraying white on the walls, they can actually spray the shelves, spray the racks. But when you open up a small closet and it's white, it makes it feel bigger versus a dark color, and it makes it feel smaller. So that's just a little design tip that Kelsey helped me with. But if you come on in here, you see these old doors. We don't need to throw these away. We just need to fix them, make sure they fit back in here, and just paint them, and they're going to look brand new, white. Same with the shelves. This bar here can be painted as well as the shelf. It looks like we have a little water leak down here of some type. I don't know. They had a pet in this room, it smells like. Is that
This
right?
is the reason you pull the carpet before the floor guys get here, so you can see.
See wet spots.
There has been cats urinating all over the floor. We need to treat that before the floor goes down.
Yep, so there's some cat litter here. It looks like the cat peed on the stripping for the carpet. We want to rip all that out.
Reprime it all.
Reprime it, kill anything, descent it. You want that smell out of this house. You don't want to put fresh flooring on it because it will come back and smell. So, obviously, new doors. Yep, door stoppers are a big thing. You don't want to be popping your holes in doors.
Already got it.
It's already got it. So. Okay, we're back in the hallway now, and this is the laundry room, and you can immediately see water on the floor. So a couple things that you guys want to do when you buy a house, as soon as you close on it, before you turn power and water on, is go over to the house, turn the breaker box off. Because a lot of companies, especially in Florida and Georgia, they won't turn power on if the power box is activated and hot, because like you saw out in our garage, there's hot wires everywhere. If they were to turn power on, it'd catch fire, it'd burn your house down. So one of our things is, as soon as we buy a house, we go over there, we change the locks out, we throw a lock box on it for our contractors, we turn off all electric, and we turn off the hot water heater, okay? If the hot water heater breaker is on, and the home is, see this has been winterized. This little tag right here says the home has been winterized. That means they drain everything. They drain the water out of the house, the toilets, the everything, and the house is winterized for it to go for sale because it might sit on the market for a period of time. When it's winterized and it has no water, if the power's turned on and there's no water in this, it's going to blow up this hot water here. It's going to burn up the elements in it. So we always turn those breakers off. We always have the water turned off, and my contractor is the only one that turns it on because he's on site, and if there's a water leak like this, he can catch it right away. One of the last houses we went to in another county, they don't have two parts of a water turn on, one for the city and one for the customer. They only had one. It's a smaller county. I think 400 people live in that little area of the little town, and they actually flooded our house for 4 days before anybody caught it. So very important. Make sure it's turned off. Brandon turned the water on today, automatically saw this leak. They had opened the bottom of it so they could winterize it. We closed it. It got wet. We'll pull all this stuff out of here in the next few minutes. We'll get some fans on it. It'll dry it out and it won't be an issue. But that allows him to look for other leaks, and he's here and he's present. He can see any issues that come on. So this is a good size laundry room. Washer, dryer, hot water heater. We'll paint these, make it look beautiful. It already has a shelf in it. We'll put a new light. Not that too much other than that, but a small space. Kelsey's in our last bedroom here.
So design-wise, this is going to be the same as the other bedrooms. We'll do new flooring, new paint on the walls, ceiling looks good. If there's a great ceiling fan in there, oftentimes you can save money by saving those. But the goal is to keep all the rooms as cohesive as possible. So this door is paneled where all the other ones are smooth. So that's going to stick out to a buyer. So
Sure.
If budget allows, you'd want them to all be the same.
Yep, and we will, this is a 6-panel door. We will obviously, like the other door that we just came from, we'll remove those and we'll 6-panel it because there's several of these already in the house. We'll upgrade them. That way it feels like a newer house. The wallpaper will get ripped off, like she said, so it matches all the other bedrooms. Everything else is good in here. So I love bedrooms. They're easy. Thermostat. Obviously, you can see a spot up here. The doorbell's missing. Brand new thermostat put in. That's a great indicator that everything's probably up to code. Maybe the AC's been serviced soon. If it's missing, that's an indicator that you're going to have at least $500 worth, because thermostats plus the AC check, I always put at least $500 on my budget for that. If it looks newer and I've checked the year and it's in 5-10 years. So that's a great sign. Electrical covers. And we're back to where we started. So anything else, Kelsey or Brandon?
Let's get started.
All right. Well, we're going to get to work, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that this helped you. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit us on our private Facebook page or one of our public ones. And join us in training as we dive in deeper. Thank you so much.